Yay, there's Maureen. I have to look something up now that we're on here that has nothing to do with this. Someone was just asking in Onward about why I look in there, I don't know, about Deep Woods, men's aftershave. And of course, that hasn't been on the line since 1970. And I was just kind of suggesting that if the customer still had some on hand, it's not going to smell anything like she remembers or that it should smell because fragrance deteriorates over time. And ours aren't even expensive. So that would be more true than less true because they don't use the
Right.
expensive oils. And a lady wrote on there, if they're stored correctly and unopened, that's not true, but I'm pretty sure it's true. Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe it's because I've read stuff like that. But I want to look right now online and see. I want to ask, yeah, do fragrances? Hey, Jason, how are you?
I am fabulous. How are y'all?
Oh, I love it when you say that. That's awesome. Uh,
Jason, I didn't get a chance yet to post it, but thank you. I got it this morning.
Oh, good. Yeah, I started
fragrance.
sending them. It's November 1st. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I losing it here or is this yes? According to seven sources. Okay. Our law depends on the scent's chemical composition, especially from well-respected brands, don't have a hard and fast expiration date. Some will begin as freshly, and others will last upwards of 10 years, but she's talking about 50 years. See, I'm not sure anything would but then again at the flea market, I mean I'm not trying to be right. That's the thing here is I I'm torn whether I should just let her go on. I think I'll just let her believe whatever she wants and not fix it. But it's
Well, I
just,
will say that I've been in like an antique shop and found like the old Avon bottles, that was
yeah.
like a car or whatever, and the Wild Country did not smell the same as current Wild Country. So,
Well, and usually if you find an old bottle, even if it's in a sealed, in the original cello wrapped thing,
right.
you open it and there's some missing because just the way life is, some would have evaporated or whatever
Evaporated.
happens
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Even expensive ones have that problem. And I just, yeah, I think maybe she's from the same school of thought, like food doesn't expire, that kind of I'm not sure. But I found out much to my dismay,
Everything.
everything has a shelf life.
Mm.
Everything. So right. But yeah, my mother's like that too. I I didn't think she was, but well, we were looking for milk one night to make something, and I sent the kid over there to ask if she had some. She had a can of milk, which is not the same, evaporated milk, right? And
Right
then it was like 10 years out of date, and she was willing to use it still, even after I showed her that.
there.
And I'm thinking, oh, she needs to be monitored. We went through her cupboard when she wasn't home after that because that was she be eating bad food. I mean, ooh,
Yeah.
Right.
right. So
Yeah.
anyway, I think I'll just let that lady go on and come to her reality on her own because
Right.
it usually doesn't change their mind if you show them something. So, but I would just wonder if my own personal information, I'd heard it so many times that I just took it for granted that it was true.
Mhm.
So I'm glad we just
Yeah.
looked. Okay, anyway. Um, something else that came up. Oh, look, I'm wearing Jeff bought me this. It's working for me. This is working for me. It's the cover of the book.
You know, I'm watching a lot of old TV shows, like rewatching them. And the one show that I watch is Hunter. Do you remember Hunter? Well, do you know
Mm-mm.
what his catchphrase was?
What? This is working for me? You're kidding me.
So every time I hear him say that, or he'll say that works for me. Every time I hear him say that, I think of you.
But he's kind of making fun because the origin story has I say that in the joke when I was on. Do you know that, Jason? The the book origin story?
Mm-mm.
Oh, can I tell you?
Oh,
Maureen's
yeah.
heard it 5,000 times.
It's okay.
And I was just talking to somebody. Some of this stuff, when I tell you, hopefully down the road when you're doing marketing for something, it might help
Right.
because right. So the person yesterday we had a coaching call, and she's helping a client of hers market a book. So she wanted to talk to me about how we marketed blue hair. And so we were just going over the whole thing. And when I did a lot of speaking, I don't necessarily do in-person speaking that much anymore just because it hasn't come up. But the whole thing relied on stories
Mm.
because I learned from all these other people that stories is what sells, stories is what people remember. So when we were in doing the book, um, I was trying to capture these stories because I knew when I got interviewed, I would need them. Right. And sure enough, that it makes an awfully better interview if you've got some funny story or some, you know. So anyway, the beginning of the blue hair thing happened because Bob Berg, do you know him? Bob Berg, he wrote The Go-Giver, right? But
Yeah.
I know him because he was in the New England Speakers Association, and I met him at a meeting, and we went to dinner one time with my mother and the kid and everything. And so I talked to him now and again on the phone, and I was a pre-reader for The Go-Giver. Actually, I'm listed in the back of the book, which I yeah. But anyway, um, I was looking for something. This was probably a couple years ago now, looking for a networking group to give myself a kick in the butt. So I wanted to be around a bunch of people doing way better than me. So Bob's like, I'm putting together this Go Giver Success Alliance thing. And he said there's doctors, lawyers, engineers, and stuff. And I'm like, that'd be perfect because, I I'd be around people doing a lot of authors, a lot of speakers, a lot of stuff. So I said, yeah, that'd be perfect. I'll sign up for that. And I was thinking it was already going to be intimidating because unless you know the backstory, the fact that I'm an Avon representative is not impressive. You got to
Right.
know more about that, right? Because
Yeah.
people assume I'm making $20 a year or something unless you know the other part of it. So I already knew it was going to be a little intimidating. What I didn't remember was that for the first time in my whole life, I had blue hair. And right. I had done it because the kid had had orange hair, yellow hair, red hair, green hair, all different kinds of hair over the last, 16 years or however it was at that point. And I thought just once I want to do something real kooky because I was 59, I was going to be 60, and it was kind of like one of my many midlife crises. Anyway, so I went to the hairdresser and got my hair blue.
Right.
And then I had to be on that call. So I get on the Zoom. I'm the Avon lady with blue hair. And I'm thinking, oh, this isn't good. So I thought, well, I'll just raise my hand and tell a joke about the hair. And then it'll be off the table and that'll be the end of it. So what I said was, um, if you're if you want less judgment in your life, go ahead and dye your hair blue. Because this is working for me. I go down the grocery store and I see some lady in a tight skirt, and I'm thinking, man, that lady's got a tight skirt on, said the lady with the blue hair. So that's what I told. And um, in the Zoom call that day, Jeff West was in there. I didn't know him, never met him, even though Bob knew him for 25 years and also knew me for 25 years. We just hadn't ever run across each other. And he put in the comment on the Zoom, that would make a great title for a book. And it's kind of weird, freaky, hilarious that the book is actually called Said the Lady with the Blue Hair. It's exactly how I said it. So, but that's what we call the origin story for the book.
Yeah.
And I think that I was telling her yesterday about the marketing. That's one of the things you want to have is like you have a story about why Jason, why you and your mom do Avon together.
Oh, yeah. We've been
Yeah.
doing it together for 12 or 13 years now total, I guess. And oh, yeah,
And people say something about it and you tell them the story, right?
oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, well, for some reason, ladies like to buy from ladies and gentlemen like to buy from gentlemen. So we kind of get to hit the both sides of it that way, or at least around here, that's the way it's been working. So
No, I don't know. I'd buy from a man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They spray a little cologne on my neck and give it a nice smell real close up. I'll take 5 bottles. Please. Right. No, I know what you mean though.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, I think the stories sell. That's been true all along. And in SendOutCards, that's their whole premise is the stories sell. So when um I'm showing the system to somebody, yeah, I do the same thing they do. When I went to their convention the first time, I was expecting to have them do things about making cards. Matter of fact, I think the first one I went was with Erica Fulbright,
mm,
our buddies, and we were expecting like, I don't know, tutorials about making cards or something, because when you go to the Avon convention, what do you do? Classes about the 7 layers of your skin, or something about a product, or a makeup thing where they're doing it on stage together and stuff. They didn't even talk about making cards at all. Never showed it, never discussed it, never. I thought they would like screen share and show a card being made. Never.
mm,
Not when it was over like 3 days, they never talked about it. What they did have was a bunch of stories about how people felt when they got a card.
right.
That's all it was. It was stories about how people felt when a card got received. And that's their whole thing, is it's all about the stories. So what I wanted to make today, I already sent one, was a condolence card. And I think Jason, you were saying you did one of those.
I did just recently, and it went over really well. So
Yeah, I love that post. I'm so glad you shared that.
yeah,
Um, my problem here is I did the first one and now I don't remember the lady's name that had the second, and it was another pet one. So I think I'm gonna search on Facebook, because I think she mentioned the Rainbow Bridge. See if I can find it that way. I think I recognize it if I see her post. So I'll do posts. This is the one I did, because Anita Russell, she posted enough pictures, because I need 6 to use it the way I usually do. 5 on the outside of that condolence card and 1 on the inside. And that's the one I did already. Let's see if we can find the other one. Or if not, we can even, I would like actually that graphic. Here we go. I'm going to save that graphic, for I might want to use that. Just in case you're wondering, I have about 8 million saved graphics on my computer because I'm obsessed. But anyway, obsessed. That's not right. Possessed. No, that's not right. What's the word? Oh, no, this isn't it. 5 days ago. Um, oh, oh, look at that one's cute
Oh,
too.
look at that one. Wow.
And yeah, that one's cute too, isn't it? I should save that one too.
These are gonna make
uh,
me cry.
oh, and there well, and I feel bad. I don't think you got one from me,
No, we're
because I
doing ours tomorrow. Tomorrow.
because I didn't happen to catch a post. If I don't
Yeah.
catch a post, I don't do it. But none of these are the
She's
ones I saw.
it's her. She's tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. She just can't walk anymore.
No, no, that's horrible. And oh, that's not. See, I saw one on my regular feed this morning, and now I don't see it again. Ah, well, I guess let's go back to the regular feed and pick something else, because I want to definitely do oh, look at that one. That's nice too. I was just hoping to do that one. I should see, this is exactly why you should do it when you see it. 'Cause, oh, look at that graphic. Oh my God, there's no way I'm not saving that. Look at that. So yeah, welcome to my 50 million gigabyte storage on. Okay, so let's go back to the wall and pick something else, because I'm not gonna be able to find it. I do better when I do it immediately. Do you guys do too?
oh yeah,
Yeah. Or at least write it down on a list of ones to do later if I'm in the middle of something. Okay, so what are we gonna do today? What's a good one? Let's see. I'm looking for Joanne. Happy 62nd. That's awesome. Pamela. This is espionage right here. Oh, that's Kathy, but it's a okay. Oh, that was a funny meme, but yeah. Okay. This isn't gonna be fun if I don't find something. I don't always go by this, so let's do it a reverse way. Somebody I've been thinking about lately that I haven't talked to for a while that is on Facebook. Who would that be?
Lisa,
Yeah,
can you show me again how you send a card that you've already sent before?
yeah, yeah, let's
Okay,
do that.
I'd like to, I
That's a
didn't
good
know how to
idea.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's a good idea because I'm sitting here trying to figure out something that's not figure outable. Okay, so um I may not be 100% right on this, but this is what happens to me. When I make a card from the beginning, from scratch, to build your own, those are the only ones that show up down here in the My Custom Cards. So it has to be the entire thing. I thought
Okay.
you could use a stock front, but that's not the case. So I make a card from scratch here. The next day, or even if I refresh the thing, it'll show up here. And I personally send, there's about, I think it's how many now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I send every day, one a day. 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5, 6 that I send every day. And this one's my Christmas card from this year. This is the book promotion. This one's a HempWorks promotion. This is to my Avon customers on campaign mailer. And this one's to my mailing list of people that asked me for information about signing up for Avon but never did it. And this one's a promotion for SendOutCards. So I'm working my list, 1 card a day. That's what I'm doing. So
Okay,
I can
so
go in
then it
here
still comes
and
up as a heartfelt card that you can send. Is that right?
at 1 a day it does.
Okay,
Because there's new limits on
yes,
right.
yes,
Which you were on when we talked about that last week, right?
yes.
Yeah, so I don't have to rehash that.
No, but one thing I did find out, and you might, I don't know if anybody's interested, but is that if you change to the $150 plan or 147, whatever, you
Mhm.
lose your 10 card. If you've been grandfathered in, you lose that.
You're right, right.
Yeah.
You get the
So
5
kind
card
of
a
a
day.
wash there. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's even somebody signing up new though, it's not that bad of a we
Yeah.
actually were spoiled because 5 cards times 30 days is 150 cards.
Yeah.
So even if you if you want to make sure you get your money's worth, just make sure you do your limit
Yeah.
every day.
Cards.
Right.
Yes.
Either the 5 or the 10. But in my opinion, even 5, I don't see they must be banking on the fact that people can't be that consistent because that would cost them more than
They're
it's
probably right.
you know what I mean? It would cost
Yeah.
them more than it's costing them. I mean, I'm consistent all day long and I don't every single day. I miss some weekends when
Mhm.
I'm in Yonkers. Oh no, sorry, that was wrong. When I'm traveling. So, right. So I think they must be counting on that because I don't see how I've all along wondered how they could afford it. I thought cards must be a lot cheaper to print than I'm thinking because I know some people that were sending 6 tons of them every day and I did a fair share, but mine was up, I always sent cards every day, but sometimes it'd be 5 cards, sometimes it'd be 20. So it was, all over the place.
Averaged out. Mhm.
But yeah, when they make adjustments like that, it's not pleasant because we're used to having more. But if you think about it from the company standpoint, it's a wonder we got that to start with. They
Yes.
must have realized that they looked at the spreadsheet and went, wow, they're more consistent than we were thinking they were going to be on it. So,
Like you
because I'm,
say, you do want them to stay in business. That's the main thing.
oh yeah. And I'm
Mm.
sure they probably thought there'd be some people that paid month after month and barely used it, which I'm sure that happens, but probably not to the extent that would make this profitable for them because, right, even at 5 cards, that's 150. That's a lot of cards for,
And
yeah, for the price.
that's what I do. I pay every month for the affiliate and I don't use it
Why not?
because I don't, I've never did try to do this as a business.
Mhm.
I just did it to bring joy to the world. But the more I started thinking about it the other day, I was like, this is actually something that I could probably start doing as a business.
It's even if you did it to get your own free, I think it
Yeah.
would be worthwhile. I'll show you they only show you 1 month at a time, but I'll show you
Yeah.
mine. Um,
And not to interrupt Lisa, the way I did it last week after we got done talking is I figured out how much the postage was.
oh yeah,
So
even
if you
that.
send 10 cards times 7 days, that's 70 cards. 70 cards times 4 weeks is 280 cards. Postage is $184.80
So just the postage alone,
Mhm.
and
is
it's
worth it.
included in, right, yeah. See, and it's such a good deal. I don't know how they're doing, excuse me, how they're doing it even with the restriction.
And then don't forget, we can send worldwide too
Right,
for
and
that
that's
price.
even right. Yeah, I make sure because if you go over the 10, you're just paying your whatever the per card fee is, but you're paying postage. So if I'm going to go over the 10 in a day or whatever, I think it's 10 on mine now. Um, I make sure I send the international ones early, the first ones, so that they get included. Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
So up here, this is the back office for affiliates. And if you look at commissions and check recaps, it'll show you what you get every day. And they're good about, they deposit amounts every day. So this month I've only got 140 so far, but I usually get a kick farther in. But last month I got 811. That ain't bad.
Oh,
That's
bad.
more than I
yeah.
gave them. So there was a profit. And I send a lot. So, but that ain't bad.
No,
And I
that's
don't,
very nice.
yeah, I don't think I like promote it that much. I talk about it and I do this and stuff, but I don't go crazy promoting it for sure. But I also don't know the comp plan, but that's that's not new. I don't know Avon's comp plan. I cannot describe. Jeff gives me a hard time about that because he's a numbers man. He knows. He's like, how many people do you have to sign up to make this amount of money? And I'm like, you're asking the wrong chick. Because all I know is if I give good service and tell enough people, I make enough money. That's all I know. Yeah, I don't get into the comp plan.
Yeah,
But
I rather operate that way as well.
I can see the advantages of knowing because it would, you'd probably direct your attention to more profitable activities probably, but yeah, to me this has always worked, so I just do this, but he's got a point. That's why we like doing the show because he's different. The way he operates his business is different than me, Jeff and I. So he had a big giant, of course, business with Aflac, and it's still sales, and I do sales. And he thinks some of the stuff I did was cool, and I think a lot of the stuff he did was cool, but we're different enough that when something comes up and we talk about it, usually the core of what we're talking about is the same. We think the same, but sometimes our execution's different. And that's kind of awesome because once we talk about it like on the show, I always learn something. And so I'm assuming the audience probably does too.
Mhm.
So, but
Yeah.
anyway, that's tonight, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how we were talking about messages? Have your story and have your messages.
Mhm.
Um, I'm sure everybody knows right now the biggest story in country music right now is Jelly Roll.
Mhm.
Is that singer Jelly Roll? Well, he won another award last night and he gave his speech. And what shocked me, well, it didn't really shock me, but every single country music star in that audience were on their feet cheering for him when he accepted his award and gave his speech, his thank you speech. Because even though he still drinks alcohol and does what he does, he's very honest about his past and he's very honest and everybody has accepted him. And I'm like, that is such an origin story that I'm
Well, why
glad
would
he's
they
telling
though?
it.
Country
Huh?
music has a history of doing that. Johnny
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at
Cash,
Willie Nelson.
Willie
Yeah.
Nelson. I mean,
But I
all of
mean,
them have.
he used to be a drug dealer. His wife used to be a lady about town here in Vegas. I mean, it's just such an interesting story and he's been so accepted by the world that I think it's so cool that we all have our own stories.
Yeah,
And I don't tell my story because I don't know which parts of my story to tell. So I don't tell a story. But I think it's cool that we all do have stories and people accept us because of our stories and because of our backgrounds and because of what we've gone through in our lives.
you should think about it and come up with parts that you want to tell. I mean, I don't tell everything, but you know, either like how you got into Avon or how you got into something else or what would help your business because people do like that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Kids
practice on
think
us.
they like. Say again, Kathy?
I said she can practice on us.
Yes, you can practice on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think when I was doing speaking, I wasn't saying stuff like that I used to live in the trailer park and stuff because frankly I was humiliated because by the time I was out speaking, I'd realized that it was my choices that was the reason I was that low. I realized it was my own damn fault. So by then I didn't want to go around telling everybody it was my fault that I did it and I knew it. So then it was like, yeah, I lived in the trailer, right? But I guess some people need to hear that to realize that it's their own choices.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there for years, just like a lot of people do, and saying, it's the economy, it's my negative relatives. Nobody wants to buy from me because of where I'm living. I had all these things, and the reality was none of that was true. It was I wasn't taking responsibility for my own shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know who's got I just thought of that because the way I said it, Robert Peterson, who's in the Achieve systems with me. It's Achieve, the one in Denver. I'm going there again this for my birthday, out into Denver. And Robert Peterson's and his wife Noella, the reason I'm in it because I know them. I was on their show promoting the books, how I met them, and Robert's book, I think it's chapter 2, is called Own Your Shit. It's called Own Your Shit. That's what it's called. Yeah, he's a military guy too. It's hilarious. But
Right.
it's surprising how many people, I guess, don't. Well, I didn't want to. Yeah, it was just staring me in the face after a while. I'm like, oh man, it's me.
Yep.
I did this to myself.
Let me see if I can grab this without dropping all my books.
Uh-oh. Oh, do you have that
This
one?
is only half of them. So here's a book that I bought that I need to start reading.
Start with why, yep.
Yeah.
Simon
And
Sinek,
then
that's a good one.
when I'm done with that one, where is it?
You reading something right now, Jason? Find Your Why. Yep, that's a good one. What are you reading right now, Jason?
Um, currently Reba McEntire's new book that just came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were at Cracker Barrel the other day and I saw it, and huge Reba fan, so
Oh, that's awesome.
that's what I'm working on. But the last one I read that was like business, I mean, and that one's good. Like she talks about work ethic and everything she did in like the rodeo and how, growing up on the farm.
Oh, that I think biographies are awesome, even when it's someone you don't want to be like, because you're gonna get one of you either something to emulate or something to avoid, which are both helpful, right?
Yeah, but that
That's
one's good
awesome.
because she does talk about hard work ethic and how whenever she first heard her single on the radio, she thought now she's made it and she's going to get the big tour bus and everything. And it took her 9 years before she actually had a number one. So, it's that
Yeah,
whole, you can't give up, you don't make money if you go home kind of thing. So it's good. Yeah.
that's awesome.
And there's this one.
Oh, and that's Grit, Angela Duckworth, Grit, the power of passion and perseverance. I like that. That's awesome. Yay.
Yeah.
Somebody messaged me this morning about she was asking me, and she's not on my team. She was asking me, she said she was having challenges uh hitting her goals and stuff like that. And she was asking me for advice, but she's been around forever. And I've seen her at open houses. She lives kind of near me and
Hmm.
stuff. And she always speaks and does presentations and stuff. And I don't know her that well. But the thing that I've seen her do, I've seen a lot of people do, is she'll do it really, really, really like balls to the wall for like 4 months. And then she won't do anything for like 3 months. And she has some good reason why she's not doing anything, but the fact of the matter is she's not doing anything. Then she'll come back and do balls to the wall for another 4 months. But the inconsistency makes it very hard to make headway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't I wasn't sure what to tell her because people that do that, I'm not sure want to hear that. So I
Right.
didn't say that. I just told her in my particular case, I have found that my superpower happens to be consistency.
Hmm.
I do when I find something that works, I do it over and over and over and over, year. You know what I mean? I just keep doing it. And sometimes I do stop doing stuff, but as soon as I realize I'm not doing it, I try to get back in.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't let months go by, but that's that was hard to because I think you have to be ready to hear that kind of thing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And send out cards is one of those things too. You almost have to, I think you have to send cards every day somehow.
Yeah.
Get the phone out or get on the laptop, do something. It's at least send one a day because if you get out of the habit, it's easy to go, well, I didn't do one today. I'll do one tomorrow. Well, maybe the next. You've done that too? Yeah.
I have done that.
That's why the one a day thing works for me, I think. You know what I mean? I have it on my list every day. It says daily cards. See, and I have it on my list to do, and I have to cross it off. It says daily cards, and I have my lists are here, and I just go move it from this side of the desk to that side of the desk, and then tomorrow I move it from this side of the desk to this side of the desk. And it
Yeah.
sounds crazy, but I get through like I just started the Avon Info only one and I'm already what 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It seems like I just started this, but it had to been 19 days ago.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
already have got recruits from it. I know for sure. When the recruit popped up on my in my email, it wasn't one I got issued by Avon because it came by itself. And
Mm.
I looked and sure enough, the last name began with an A. And I'm like, oh, wait, I looked and sure enough, it was one of these.
Yep.
So, and how you get more recruits nested to you is to have personals. And that one counted as a personal. So then I get more from them for free. So it's worthwhile. And I'm only doing a card a day.
Mhm. Do you
So,
remember when I did those postcards? Um, I haven't heard a word from anybody. So I was like, and they're only around the corner from me. So I was like, I think I'm gonna go over there and see if I can leave books in their lobby.
oh, nice.
I drive by it at least twice a day, and I don't stop because I don't put books in my car.
Oh, no, I do that too. I'm bad about that.
Yeah.
Though this list is pages and pages long, and I work it 4 times a year and maybe get a couple dozen from all of those cards. So it doesn't surprise me that you didn't, because they may have to hear from me 4 times before they jump back in. I
Right.
maybe just hit that one lady right. You know what I mean? So I would maybe make a list and work them one a day as part of your subscription.
Yeah, because I have my notebook that I have birthdays in. Where's my notebook?
Yeah, I used to do pharmaceutical sales, and
Mhm.
all those drug companies, they do lots of research as to what works. And they said it takes the average of a doctor seeing a rep 8 times before they even remember what drug you are selling them.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And promoting the book, that was another thing. So I'm going back. We just got another award. So we've got 3 awards and a #1 on Amazon. So I'm going back and sending a postcard announcement about the awards, because the awards really are a marketing opportunity, is what it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Right. So I'm going back and sending them one a day to the people I sent wristbands to a year ago. So some of those guys either forgot that I did the book, or I've run across a lot of people, even people I know really well, that I see them and they said, I didn't realize you were doing a book, because they were asking me about the hair. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got a book. And they must have just not been paying attention at all. But that
Right.
happens. People
That
have their own
happens.
lives and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it does take a lot of contacts. So maybe try to find a way to work them, work that list still.
You know
So
what? I wonder if sometime we could make a card that does promote SendOutCards, and I could send those one a day.
yeah, did you see what I'm doing? The one I'm doing right now,
No,
Kathy?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, I'll show you that one. Matter of fact, I'll
Okay.
send it to you. Um, it's I went on GoDaddy.com and purchased a URL that would be easier to deal with than when you're a SendOutCards affiliate, you have an app on your phone called the Pro app. Okay. And that's where you get the URL for the 10 card challenge.
Yes, I have
But
that.
but it's like a tiny URL. It's not memorable, and it's typing it on a card and expecting someone to type it when they get the card, I think
Right.
is unrealistic. So I went on GoDaddy and kept trying till I found blue haired card sender, because
Oh,
I'm
that's cool.
trying to stay within the blue hair universe for me. And this is the one I'm sending right now. So it says act on your promptings. And I need to change this. I grabbed these and just started sending, because to me, I'm always better to start doing it when I have the idea than waiting till I've got it right. So I'm not actually that happy with the wording on this, but
And
these
it
are
needs to be blue.
the back's blue. The
The back is blue. It looks
this
green.
is the back. This is the back down here.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, this is the front. So, but I got this graphic off of the Facebook group page for promptings, which is SendOutCards. And the word promptings, though, is too company specific.
I don't
Regular
even like
people
it.
in life don't know what that is. This is why I don't like this, but it's still, I'm sending them out because the people I'm sending it to actually talked to me about SendOutCards at some point, but either fell off or stopped doing it or never signed up. So they have heard of SendOutCards before, so they might know what it is. But anyway, the back of my card says, you're receiving this card because at some point you asked me about using the SendOutCards service. They recently introduced a great special that lets you try the system called the 10 card challenge. Send 10 cards over 20 days for just $20, and that includes postage. It's a great time to give it a try. So, and then I gave some example of the cards that you could send. And it
Oh, I
says
like
build your,
that.
so I'll send it to you.
Okay,
Matter of
thanks.
fact, you want me to send it to you guys too? Then I'll do it as a system send. Is that, yeah,
Yeah,
why
that
don't
would
I
be
send it to
great.
everybody? Because I've already sent the single of it today, so I don't want to. So this will give me a good excuse to show you how to put more than one
Yes,
recipient.
that's a good. Mhm.
Yeah, so this is a flat card. So it does go in an envelope. And my return address right now is all of this stuff. It actually, blueheadcardsender.com goes to the 10 card challenge. But it also has my Avon thing on there.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see, do recipients, add recipients. And I'll do Kathy. Oh. DROB. How do I
No.
not have you? Have you ever gotten a card from me,
I have
Kathy?
not.
Oh, how did that even happen?
I don't know. Fell through the
Oh.
system.
This is awesome. I'm glad you asked. Okay. And what's your postal mailing address, please?
2958 Bureau Path, like the Internal Revenue. BUREAU. B as in
Internal?
boy. Bureau. BUREAU.
Oh, Bureau.
I know I hate it. Path.
Bureau Path.
Uh-huh. The
Driver.
villages. That's
And
it.
Oh, that's it. Okay. And then the city.
The villages.
Oh, that's right. Down in Florida.
Florida.
Oh, Jeff wants to go down there so bad he can't stand it.
It is cool.
And then
32163.
32163.
Uh-huh.
And your birthday, my dear?
November the 6th. Just had it.
Awesome. Well, happy late birthday.
You thank you.
Save contact here. What happened? Oh, here we go. Okay. I did have you.
Oh,
Now, how did that, why didn't that come up when I first put it in?
I don't know.
That's all right. Okay, so let's do that. And then
Well, I
we'll
want to see how to get rid of one anyway, because I don't know.
well, I'm not going to check the second one.
Oh, I see.
I'm just going to check one and I'll go back and delete the other one
Okay.
when we get done with this. That's a good idea. Okay. And then Maureen and then
Wait, you know another Maureen that lives in Henderson, Nevada?
say that again.
You know another Maureen that lives in Henderson?
Do I?
Yeah, there was another one right under me.
Maureen Kizzle,
Oh, yes.
the Donor Road. Yeah, I don't know. I have two other Lisa Wilbers in my thing, so nothing surprises me anymore. Rhonda, did you want a copy of this too? I'm gonna.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, I'll add you right here. And do I have everybody then? I think. So then I look down, I've got whoop, 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 whoop. Maureen, Kathy, Jason, and Rhonda. Yes, indeed.
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay, so then I have to move this, see what I'm doing. Check out, and mine right now are $1.50. And here we go, confirm and send. So you'll get those in just a couple days. Awesome. That is
So
awesome.
because you
But
didn't send them one at a time is why it charges you. Is that correct?
it
Just so I
probably
know.
would have done that system send to me anyway, because I think I might have done 10 this morning already.
Oh, I gotcha.
So it probably would have anyway.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
I tried to, that's kind of, yeah, if I say that, I'm not being truthful probably, but I try to go by the spirit of what they want.
Yes, I catch you.
Right. But I realize I am doing the same card and that isn't what they really want, I don't think. But
But you paid
that's
for
what I'm
it, though.
doing. But I mean, I understand why they're, because I do get my best results from ones like the pet sympathy card that I sent this
Yes.
morning, and like the one that Jason had the other day. Those are definitely the ones that are the most remembered and get the most reaction and all that stuff. It's just that I have these others to do as well To me,
Yes.
well, you know, I live and die by the success rule. I can be successful at anything if enough people know what I do. And one of the ways enough people are going to know what I do and remember me is by getting cards in the mail from me. So, and that can be, I've had people get Christmas cards from me and then sign up again. So everything feeds back into my businesses as long as I stay in touch with them. I don't necessarily have to be sending them a promotion card. It can be about something else. The ones you saw me doing right now just happen to be mostly that. The one I'm working for my Avon customers right now is still the one that I created in August because I'm doing one a day. It's the ones I created in August with pictures from the convention that I didn't take. I stole them all off Facebook because I didn't even go to the product expo room because I knew I didn't need to take the pictures. I knew everyone else was going to take pictures, so I sat out in the hall and chatted with my friends while everyone else did the work for me. And then I went on Facebook and stole all their pictures and put them in a card. And my customer card says, I thought you might get a kick out of seeing the stuff coming up. And even though now it's coming up, it's still a relevant card and I'm down to the last few anyway. So that was what I sent to the customers. But the one that I sent, the last customer card that I worked the list with was a recipe for barbecue and then a drink recipe
Mm.
and a meme about summer. So sometimes the card has nothing to do with work and sometimes it has something to do with work. So I think it's a mix, but it's getting your name in front of people enough times, I think that does it. Jason, do you have things that you use for your massage business? Because
I
I've always been interested. What do you use SendOutCards for? Do you send them a card when?
So I don't know about y'all, but I send myself every card I send anybody else just because I want to
Oh,
see what it looks like and everything.
yeah.
So, like this is my current send out card thing going, and I put random howdy on there.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, this is the one that I use for massage currently, and this is just, do you need a massage and don't have time? Because like, whenever I go to a client's house, everybody that's on that street will get a card from me because I'm already in that area. So
Oh, nice.
it's better for me to kind of one, two, three rather than
Oh,
driving
right.
20 more minutes to. So that's the front, and then just a cute little thing on the
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, look at the little dog. That's so
Mm.
cute.
Yeah, and then it's got the QR code to go to my shuffle, which will take them to my massage website. So that's what
Awesome.
I use for that. And currently my campaign mailer list is getting this card. It's just the bubble bath and then uses for bubble bath on the inside.
Oh, beautiful.
And
Oh,
then my
Beautiful.
Avon
That's
stuff
smart because the adding value with the uses, that's smart.
yeah,
Very
because
nice.
it's one of those things because I finally figured out a way to print campaign mailer easier than just like screenshotting it. So I'm able to go through a lot quicker for that too. But
Oh,
yeah, those
nice.
are the couple of things I use. And then I did this one. My friends and I are all getting together for our big Christmas party. So I did I took I
Oh,
took
I
on
like
the
that.
invitations and then I just did like the address for where we're going to eat.
Oh,
And
nice.
hey, let me know that you're coming so I can let them know. And then this is when we all got together the last time. So I put it on the back of the card so they can all frame that.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, I use send out cards for everything.
Well, yeah, you know what I consider it like a tool in the tool belt.
Mhm.
Whenever I'm starting a new project, I call everything a project, by the way. If it's got a folder, it's a project.
Right.
Right. Now I have a notebook and a folder. Yeah. But you want to know what's funny is I was saying this uh, yesterday to the lady we had the marketing coaching with. Um, when I agreed to do the book with Jeff, I actually didn't think that it would do. I don't want to say judgmentally. I didn't think it would do anything. I didn't know whether it would or wouldn't because usually this was my ex that told me this and it was scarily right. But out of three things you do or three things you eat or three things you try or whatever three things, usually one's about what you thought it would turn out like, one turns out way better than you thought it would turn out like, and one turns out way worse than you thought it would turn out like. Right? Every three
Right.
things is about like that.
Yep.
So I didn't know whether this thing with Jeff was going to end up doing anything or not. And I actually had a notebook for the Go Giver Success Alliance where I take notes in the front for every call.
Mhm.
I thought so little of the book project. I wasn't sure it would work out well. I just used the back of this. So my whole notes for all of the whole book take up the back half of this notebook because it did turn out. This was far and away a better project than I had any idea it would be. I had no idea. So I've got notes for all of that stuff in the back of that book. I thought that was pretty funny.
There.
But right away I was thinking for the book and for the play and anything else that comes up, I'm thinking, well, what can I make a shuffle card from it? Can I do right? And she's gonna suggest that for her book launch people too.
Yeah.
So, and the thing I think is gonna be hard, I was saying to her, I think is gonna be the hardest thing, and you guys all might have this and not realize it, but it's your database that's gonna carry no matter what you're trying to do, whether it's sell Avon or SendOutCards or whatever it is, but it's your database of people.
Mhm.
So, like when she was saying to them, she said, "What does your distribution list look like?" And they had an email mailing list of people they thought would buy the book. And I said, "Well, that's far different than what I did. I just everybody, if you have ever been in my universe for any reason,
Mhm.
like the guy that pumped my septic is in there. The guy that drove me to the hotel over in Ireland is in there. If I got a card or somehow got your name and address, you're in there. You're just in there." And I said that might be the thing that they have to work on first is to get rid of the mindset of I'm only going to tell people that I think will buy it. And I think that's true with Avon too. I don't judge whether someone's going to buy it or not. I just want people to know what I'm doing. And I think the other thing is
Right.
realizing that what our real job is mostly is to be a collector of relationships. The information and how you build a relationship is you need their name, address, and hopefully their birthday because that makes it easier. But having that big collection. So I don't know about you guys, but like in SendOutCards, I try to add at least one every day. So I'm right now at 10,090 or something like that. But some come off too. I mean, so I usually have to make up for that by working a little harder, but because I get ones back. I got one back yesterday. That was a birthday card and the address is no good for whatever reason. And that just cleaned my list for me. But when I'm talking to somebody or I'm getting service from somebody like the septic guy, or I'm meeting somebody that I'm sitting next to at the Jiffy Lube or whatever it is, I'm thinking all along, maybe there's some way I can get their address out of this so that I can add them so that I could talk to them again in some point. I know one of the Jiffy Lube things, I was just sitting next to this lady. She was talking to her daughter on the phone. Um, and of course, we're all sitting there, there's a bunch of us, and she was doing it so loud, it was funny. She was complaining about what is it called? Timberwolf Lodge or something, the Wolf Lodge, the kid one that has a water park in it. Something Wolf Lodge.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, you know what I'm
I
talking
think it's
about?
the Great Wolf
Great Wolf
Lodge.
Lodge. There it is. Yeah, Great Wolf Lodge. Okay, there's one near us down in Massachusetts. So she was complaining about the Great Wolf Lodge prices, and she wanted to pay for her grandkids and stuff. So I listened to that whole thing and didn't say anything. And when she was off and we were all sitting there not doing anything for a few minutes, I said to her, since you have your cell phone with you, would you mind letting me practice sending my business card to you? Because I have this new virtual business card thing. And then she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm the Avon lady. That's my van out there in the the bay. She said, oh God, yeah, that'd be awesome, because I was looking for Avon anyway. And the reality is I've been using Shuffle for like 5 years. I know how to use it, but it was an excuse to talk with her. So anyway, she gave me I handed her the phone. She filled it out on the Shuffle thing, her name and phone number. And then I went home and got White Pages and got the address from that. And then I Google searched Great Wolf Lodge coupons and screenshotted them and put them in a card and sent them to her. And she was thrilled. I mean, she called me back and everything. But I think that's how you get something going, is to, I didn't mean to pay attention to our conversation, but it was tough not to, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm thinking, well, as long as I'm paying attention here, what could I do that she would benefit from? You know, that would be some value I could add to her day. And then I thought, you know what, I bet that Great Wolf Lodge there has coupons or something. And so then I just went home and figured that out. But I think that's a good way to do it, because if I just sent her a card saying I met you there, she might be a little freaked out about the fact I white paged her. But this way, all she thought about was the money she was going to save on her Great Wolf Lodge tickets.
Right.
So,
So if you screenshot coupons, they still work?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, it was on this coupon itself, it was like a QR code, but it had a number underneath it. And the directions were how to use it on it too, that said something about if you're calling in to get the tickets, you put this number in or something.
Nice.
So I made sure of that before I sent it to her, that she'd be able to use it. So, but I think it's trying to, that's kind of calculated, I guess. But when I'm talking to people, I'm thinking, do I have something or some knowledge or something that I could get, that I could share with them, that would make a difference for them? You know, and how could I do that with a card, or how could I get their information to be able to do that with a card? So it's all relative. Now, has she bought from me? No, but I bet you if it hasn't happened already, it will. Someone will say to her, do you know anybody that sells Avon? I want some Skin So Soft. She'll say, oh my God, this woman was sitting next to me at the Jiffy Lube, and she'll tell the whole story about what happened with the Great Wolf Lodge thing.
Mm.
So that's usually how I get a lot of referrals because of that. So it's not necessarily the person. And I think you can't really keep a scorecard. That's the whole go-giver thing. I just worry about adding value and making the connection. The rest of it I let sort out. I let the
Yeah.
universe sort that out. I'm not worried about that. So, and that's hard to do. I'm sure you all know, because everybody's in your ear going, what's the return on investment? Right? So anyway, that was a lot of yammering from me, but I hope you got something. Did you get something out of that today?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh,
Yes, that was
good.
great.
Okay. Really fast, I'm going to be putting up the next week's challenge. It's
Oh,
going to be
good.
a 2-week challenge.
Awesome.
And it's going to be thankful and gratitude, sending cards, of gratitude and thankfulness. And I'm going to go back through my notes and find the PDF for the corporate people, because
Oh, good.
I said send some cards to the corporate
Yeah.
to let them know
Awesome.
how thankful and that we are for them. So it's going to be a 2-week challenge. It's going to go until
Awesome.
Thanksgiving.
And do
Oh,
you know,
that's
when you keep the corporate people in the loop, that's how I got into the Rich and Famous of Avon. They wouldn't have known I was up here had I not been sending everybody all up and down the food chain my newsletter all those years ago. They wouldn't have
Right.
even known I was out here. So that's perfect, because you never know when they might want to use you for something. And then you can use what they use you in. That's the whole point of it. It's not for the glory, it's for you can use it for yourself,
Right.
get more publicity. Yeah, that's awesome. Yay, thank you.
Yep. So that'll be
Thank you.
the new challenge for the 2 weeks.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to put this replay up on the YouTube channel. You can find all the past things on there, and it's under business tool training. So you can look, if you need help with something in particular, just message me. And if I'm available, we'll hop on a Zoom and I'll screen share and we'll solve it together. If I'm not available for some reason, you can try customer service too. They're pretty quick figuring stuff out. So they're awesome. But just don't ask me about the comp plan because I have no clue. Thank you very much for spending the
Thanks,
time this
everybody.
afternoon. Thank you, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
And we'll talk to you later.